Hey again, everyone. It's Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football, striking up a live stream on a Sunday afternoon. Hope everyone's doing well out there and ready for college football. We are 85 days away from the kickoff of 2018. And want to let you know that we've got a lot of good stuff headed your way in the next few days. So at 5 o'clock Eastern time, we've got Joe Lisi from Go for the Two jumping on board to talk college football across the nation. This guy, his head is just so full of stats and information. We're just going to let Joe go and break down the college football scene as he sees it. But you can catch him on Twitter at Go for the Two, and you will see him repeatedly just throughout the day and night, sending out college football stats and information on his analysis, and he's got a lot in store for us. 5 o'clock Eastern time, Go for the Two, Joe Lisi. We were supposed to have Stephen M. Smith at 4 o'clock Eastern time today, but that's been moved back to tomorrow, so we've got a programming change. Stephen M. Smith, Touchdown Alabama, and Fox 97.9 joins us at 6:30 Eastern time on Monday. A little bit later in the week, we've got a big Wednesday night with Claire Crawford talking Ohio State football. We also continue our rivalry month with Florida State on Wednesday night. We also have on a Thursday night another big rivalry matchup with Cam Underwood from State of the U taking on James Coleman from Gridiron Now as we talk Miami and Florida State. So I believe a lot of you on the line right now will look forward to both Wednesday and Thursday night with Florida State going at it on Wednesday night, and of course Miami and Florida State on Thursday night. We've had Steve Merrill, one of the premier odds makers out there and handicappers, on the show many times, and Steve Merrill joined us throughout the season last year every Friday to get us set for the big Saturday games, and he's going to join us on Friday to set us up with the Heisman odds and the national championship odds as well for college football. All right, we're waiting for Alonzo Miller, Alonzo1219 from the U family, to join us to talk Miami football. Meanwhile, I will strike out the chat and be monitoring the chat line to get your thoughts and opinions on college football. Of course, we hit you live last night with our thoughts about the most predictable and least predictable conference races in the Power Five last night. It being my thought that Clemson out of the ACC would be the biggest lock in college football this year, followed by kind of a split between Alabama and Georgia. Not necessarily that the SEC is a lock, but each division in the SEC seems close to a lock with Alabama and Georgia. Washington out of the Pac-12 and the Big Ten being the most difficult of the Power Five conferences to break down. We've got Alonzo1219 on the line. Alonzo, I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah, I got you. We
How's
already
it going, my brother?
struck up the live stream here, so we're all ready to go. How you doing on this fine Sunday?
Oh man, a little tired. Look, got us working 7 days a week. Just a little tired, but actually ready for this right here. Yeah, I kind of forgot. I thought it was 3:30.
When you're going 6 days a week, it always feels like I just left work, and even on my day off, I just left, and I'm getting ready now to go to work tomorrow. So, man, that's just not enough time off.
It's not, but I guess that's just how it is. But I'll be in your area next week. I'll be up in Warren, Ohio next week. Well, not your area, not where you at, but where you're from.
Where I'm from, and famous Ohio State running back Maurice Clarett from Warren, Ohio.
Yes, he went to school with my wife's sister.
Okay, so you know better than that than I do.
Yeah, I've met him a couple of times. So I've met him a couple of times.
I've never met Maurice. Good guy.
Yeah, the representation is not who he is. I think people go through things in life sometimes that people don't understand, and situations and everything. But from the guy I met, it's not the same guy that the media portrayed to be. He made a lot of mistakes in life, but he seems to be a pretty good guy.
And of course, made a lot of enemies in Miami, stealing that football away from Sean Taylor on that interception.
Yeah, that was not a good move by him. He did what he was supposed to do. It wasn't a good move, but hey, I'm gonna leave that one alone.
It was a heck of a play, but
heck of a play, great play.
You don't see that happen very often, especially in that situation.
No.
Right. We got Alonzo on the line to talk some Miami football. And Alonzo, I'm going to hit you up with this. I was looking at some Miami news online just a few minutes ago, and the Miami Herald had a conversation with some of the Canes offensive linemen, some of their starting offensive linemen, including Hayden Mahoney, Tyree St. Louis, Tyler Gauthier, and basically talking about what happened last year, what happened down the stretch. And these guys basically said, we lost focus, we ran out of steam, we ran out of gas. We guarantee that's not going to happen again. They all said the same thing.
Well, usually when everybody say the same thing, that means they were coached very well to to make sure that they didn't say the wrong thing. Um, Usually when players say things in an interview setting before they become a player of a team, I'll hold more weight to that than what they do, during the season. One thing I can say about the offensive linemen is that they have taken so much blame. Coaches and players have basically thrown those guys under the bus, and those guys have stood tall. I have a lot of respect for that offensive line because they haven't blamed anyone, even though their scheme changed, their system changed. They haven't blamed anyone, but a lot of blame has been thrown over them. And those guys stand and answer questions, and they fight to the end. And I would love to fight with those offensive linemen in Miami any day because they've been thrown under the bus so much. And I truly believe that most of the problems are not their fault. I'm in the way minority of that. I look at all of the records that were broken, Duke Johnson records that were broken as he ran behind that almost same offensive line that the next year when the system changed, when the year that Duke Johnson left, he ran behind that same offensive line and broke every rushing record in University of Miami history. Ken Dorsey. How am I forgetting? Brad Kaya broke every freshman record and almost every sophomore record behind that same offensive line that's being so disrespected right now by coaches and everything. And I'm the type of person that speaks the truth. I'm not some of the YouTube bloggers or some of the Miami followers who's gonna just turn a blind eye and say just to get people to like me, to say that, to go with everything that the coaches say. I'm the type of person who's going to look at history and look at what those guys did before the system changed and how many passing records and rushing records. They were all recruited for a spread system, not an I formation system, not a big push forward like a Alabama or Georgia or Wisconsin. They weren't built for that type of system. They were built under Jed Fitch and they were built under James Coley as a spread system. And then you change their system, and those guys, they didn't do those things in high school. Typically, when you recruit players, you recruit them to the strengths that they did in high school, and they changed their strengths, and that's what hurt them. So I back up the offensive line. I think they're getting a raw deal.
And of course, when you're protecting Brad Kaya, he's not exactly going to help you out by running around for 10 or 15 seconds to buy himself some time. Once the defensive line's got him trapped, they've got him trapped.
And that's why everything was designed to get rid of the ball quickly. That's why it was such a spread system. That's why we would run 3 wide receivers and a tight end and 1 running back, because it was predicated on dumping the ball off to the running back, doing quick slants, and then as you keep punching them, you keep jabbing, and then you go deep with that punch. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the system, that's how they work. That's how he was able to break so many records, because they had that system in place. They knew that Kaya he's more of a Peyton Manning, not a Michael Vick, you know. So I mean that's the system we had in place, and they had offensive linemen designed for that. If you look at NFL, all the offensive linemen, remember Denver Broncos when they had Terrell Davis, those were offensive linemen who knew how to cut. They knew there was zone read linemen, so they had to know how to run real fast. Emmitt Smith wouldn't have been able to run behind that same offensive line because it was a totally different scheme for him. They had big hogs up front where you push forward. Denver Broncos were a zone scheme offense where you ran in different areas of the offense. You never hit the middle, you know, and it's totally different. And until people understand that we have different schemes and different players, you know, you have a LeBron James, you have a Larry Bird, both play small forward, both 2 different type players. And people tend to put the whole offensive line and defensive line in the same scheme as every team, but they don't do that with quarterbacks and running backs and players like that. Until people understand the trenches are totally different, people won't understand football. And that's what I understand about it.
Yeah, that Denver team that won 2 straight Super Bowls made that zone blocking scheme famous. The one cut and go as they spread out the defensive line wide, and then you pick your spot. And Terrell Davis would make the one cut, choose his lane, and go and hit it upfield.
Yeah, and like I said, Barry Sanders, he didn't need an offensive line. he didn't need one
They
because
sometimes got in the way.
Yeah, they got in the way of him. Yeah, he didn't need one, but Emmett most definitely, he needed one. And if you look at, the way Miami was built with the way we were built with when we had Ken Dorsey and everything, that was more like a zone scheme. We didn't have downhill runners. The only downhill runner we had was Frank Gore. Willis McGahee them, it was more like a zone scheme. You didn't see a lot of run up the middle, but you also saw Ken Dorsey get rid of the ball pretty quick too. Quarterbacks can take sacks. There is such thing as taking sacks, and there is such thing as putting your offensive lineman in a bad predicament. Those guys aren't built for that system. Then until you get the guys that are built for that system, you need to keep the same system in place.
And with Emmitt Smith, it wasn't necessarily a work of art or the prettiest running in the NFL, but it was very effective. And it was. The offensive line gets a ton of credit, and it should. Allen and Williams and Stepnoski and all those guys, they had a great offensive line. Nate Newton. But,
yeah, they had.
But Emmitt, he was just a workhorse. He just plowed ahead and just leaned on those guys and just kept it moving and leaned on the defense. And it seemed like he never got worn out.
I think that when I finally gave respect to Emmitt, I think it might have been his 8th or 9th year in the NFL when he had that broken arm and he ran for 200 yards against the Giants in the Meadowlands. Yep. That was it for me. I was like, you know what? As much as I don't like a Gator, I got to give that guy his respect. I got to give him his
Two best teams in the NFC at the time, division championship on the line last week of the season. They go to overtime, and Emmitt Smith's just hauling it like 35 times with a broken shoulder.
Arm. Oh, my God. I was like, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So when people understand that the difference in it's so easy to place blame when you're not really paying attention to the game, especially when you like the coaches. I love Coach Rick, and I wouldn't want to get rid of him at all for no one. But we have a job to do as bloggers and analysts or whatever you want to call yourself. You can't just be a fan all the time. We have a job to do to be real, and that's what I want to do with the people that's on my channel. And when I come on here, I don't ever want to be watered down or fake and tell people what they want to hear. I'm gonna tell you the way I see it, and if you don't like it or understand it, I can respect that. But I can't be fake with you and just tell you things to make you happy. Because, anybody can do that.
No doubt. There's a complete difference between saying, Al Golden, we've had enough. He needs to move on. Let's get rid of him as soon as possible, versus Mark Richt. Loved guy, excellent coach. He's doing A, B, and C right. I would like to see him make some adjustments here and here because I think this could be more effective. He needs to get a play caller. You're basically saying, I love the guy as a head coach. I can see some adjustments and some improvements that need to be made on offense.
That's it.
Big difference.
That's it. And sometimes people have you as you're a Mark Richt basher. You don't like Mark Richt, and that's totally not the case. It's the case of exactly how you said. I would love to see him stay for the next 10 years, but I would love to see some adjustments out of him as well. Like I said, we're quick to as soon as Manny Diaz make a bad defensive play call, we're quick to let him know about it. But Manny Diaz is in my opinion, is an outstanding coach and going to be a head coach in this league very soon. So I'm going to keep him as long as we can keep him, and I love the way he coaches football, but he makes a few boneheaded calls as well. But I make a few boneheaded calls at work too. So, we're going to all do that and try to win. But I just see a few adjustments that Coach Rick need to make, and I'm type person as well is if he called plays from the sideline this year and everything goes great, I'll be the first person to apologize. About the play calling. About the offensive line, I got to see changes in the system in order for the offensive line to work better.
Yeah, when you talk about making boneheaded calls, whether it be in your personal life or your career or your job or on this YouTube channel, we all have to raise our hands there. None of us skate by on that deal. We both, all of us make mistakes in life. You just try to eliminate and learn from them and not make the same one the next time.
Exactly.
So we got Zoe on the line. This guy is just through and through just a great guy. Just a great football analyst, football guy through and through, and just a great person, more so than that. And I'm so glad that we've connected here on social media. You catch Alonzo on Alonzo1219 on YouTube, you family, and you catch some great stuff. So, speaking of which, you're giving stuff away these days.
Yeah, I don't have my chain that I gave away yesterday. It might be in a box. I'm giving another one away next month. Probably one like this right here. But yeah, I gave away some chain. I gave away a chain yesterday. 3 t-shirts and 3 hats. I couldn't afford it, but those guys put in the work for me to do it. You know, they put in the work, and even if I go broke and my wife puts me out the house, they're gonna have their t-shirts and hats. But this will be something like this I'll give away next month. Something like this one right here. Michelle, I can't pronounce her last name. Spagalone. I can't pronounce her last name, but she makes this. You can find her on my Facebook page. She makes this great jewelry for not just University of Miami, for Ohio State, for Penn State, for Alabama, all the Big 10 and Big 12 schools. She makes it for all NFL teams, baseball teams. So if you guys have anybody who wants to, and you have something that's real flashy, and then I have a New York Yankee piece that's just a small piece that's an everyday wearer that you wear that I can wear every single day. You know, and I also have a Knicks piece that she's done the same thing for me. So she is so great. She's Italian, so I can't pronounce her last name. I'm sorry. And she's been telling me, and I wrote. We was arguing. We was on my live chat the other day. I was telling people a guy named Fred was on my chat, and his wife said he rode the little bus, and I said I was in the same little bus. I was just at the back of the bus because he couldn't spell it.
That she's more famous that way. If she just goes by Michelle, you know.
Yeah, I told her
it's Cher, it's Madonna. You know, it's Michelle.
I'm gonna tell her that. I'm gonna tell it makes her more famous. Michelle with maybe a hyphen on the end of it or something. I'm gonna tell her that because I can't pronounce her name for nothing. But she makes some great jewelry, man. And so I'm gonna do whatever I can to promote her. And if I have to buy some things to give away some things, I'm okay with that. But she makes some great things, and I want to give fans an opportunity to interact in the show. We all look for subscribers. So we all do different ways to get our voice out there. And my way right now is to reward people who bring subscribers to the channel. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not looking for subscribers. I'm always looking for subscribers. Everybody wants to wake up and say you got 20, 30 new subscribers on your channel. I mean, it's just a way of doing it. And sometimes the way of getting we don't have advertisement. YouTube bloggers, we don't have advertisement. We don't get commercials on NBC and CBS. So the only way we get advertisement is through word. So if I have to reward people for telling people about the channel, hey, I'll reward people for doing it. So right now I'm giving away hats like this right here, t-shirts like this right here, necklace, chains and stuff like this right here, whichever size you pick, you know, I'll pay for it if you win some of these challenges. The last challenge was whoever got the most subscribers. And the way I did it was I was only going to give away a chain. That's all I was going to give away. I was just going to give away the chain, and that's it. And those guys worked so hard. I know one guy got like 11 subscribers, another guy getting like 7, one guy got like 5, another guy got 2. And I would have felt so bad to give the top 3. I would have felt so bad to give the top 3, you know, something and not give the 4th one something. So I said, you know what? The 4th one's only going to get a hat, but it's a hat. Well, I gave him a hat or a shirt, which one of his choice. You know, and the other 3 got hats and shirts, and the 4th one got the chain. I felt like that was fair. You know, I felt like it was fair. And then I was sending them to fantastic.com, which is a website that I shop at to get all my hurricane gear, and they're not real expensive. You know, you can get hats and shirts for like $20, $25. So I figured, you know, I got an extra like 40, 50 subs, and it cost me, you know, a couple dollars, you know, to get the word out. And then maybe the word will spread a little more. We'll get more hurricane fans on the channel. And I don't mind getting fans from other colleges, because they can tell you certain things about your school that you might not be looking at because you're looking at it in a blind eye. And, you know, you could talk about this school. I like to see college football fans interact with each other, too, in a respectful manner instead of a disrespectful manner. So that's why I send everybody over here, because you do everybody's channel. You do everybody. So my next giveaway actually might be the one I'm going to do next month. I might do 2. Just gave me an idea. I'm probably going to do 2. I'm going to do one for my Hurricane fans who can send the most subscribers to your channel as well. So that's on here. We're gonna do that one as well. That's
Well, I
on here
appreciate
right
it, Tom,
now.
because I think otherwise I'm going to lose like 40 or 50 subscribers tonight when they see me not giving anything away here. So
No, you won't lose. You won't lose. Actually, I had some guys tell me I've been subscribed for a long time and I can't. And I'm like, you know how AT&T does business when they want new promotions, so they give the new customers stuff that they won't get the old customers. That's just how it works sometimes. So I told them what I'm going to do is, if people can let me know who my first 10 subscribers was, I'm going to give probably all of them hats, and then I'm going to let those guys figure out who can. I'm going to do a competition between those guys, and the best one that wins that competition will win some.
So I had the same thing going through my mind as soon as you said that about AT&T. I need to go through my subscriber list. I need to go. You can. I think you can order them so you can look at who subscribed when, and you go back to the top of the list and see who started way back when you had no subscribers. And I'd like to see who those people are and see if they're still around.
I'll tell you what, if I can find my first subscriber, I ain't even got to find my first subscriber. If I can find who my longest subscriber, you just gave me an idea. And I need you to remind me of this one day. It'll be on film, so they'll know. If I can find my first subscriber or my longest subscriber, they're going to get a chain, hat, and shirt. That's from me. They're going to get a chain, hat, and shirt. So if I can find my first subscriber or my longest subscriber, anybody who watches and I'm not going to put this on my YouTube channel. So anybody who watching the Mark Rogers show, if you can find who my first subscriber was, I'll give you a shirt and a hat. How about that?
This is Zoe's in the giving mood here, so people take advantage here. He's
take advantage.
It's December 25th around here.
Because when the overtime stops, when the overtime stops, y'all aren't getting anything. So
all right. I'm always seeing YouTube channels like
the person who brings the most subscribers to Mark from my Hurricane fan base that brings the most subscribers to Mark Rogers channel, they have to mention your name. Same thing they did to mine. Who brings the most subscribers to his channel on July, let's say, is it June now?
It's June 10th.
July 10th, I will be sending you a chain of your choice. You better text me. You better know who they are. Mark, I'm gonna let you keep contract of who says the most subscribers to your channel.
How better say your name. That out.
They make them say their name. They have to say their name. So if saying Jay Blaze sends 20 subscribers to your channel, they have to say I subscribe because of Jay Blaze.
Okay. All right.
So
I'll keep track of that.
I'll try to come in every now and then, but you got Hurricane fans will know. I'll give them opportunity to win another chain.
Now you guys in the chat right now, you guys are getting just a small indication of what kind of guy I'm dealing with right here. He is funneling subscribers to me and out of his own pocket supplying a prize. So man, I just don't know what to say. I'm speechless. So
I love my people, man. You're a good guy, man. I told my wife, I ain't told nobody this, so I ain't doing it now, but I told my wife, sat on the phone with you one night at the end of the spring game and cried. So you don't get that too often. So you're good people. So I mean, good friend. You didn't have to do what you did for me, and plus I want people to understand football, and you do it differently than all of us. And you're on a platform to where you're able to connect to people, and I want people to understand that what you do affects all of us. You might have guys who got 20,000 subscribers, but they don't do what you do. You continually try to help out college football video makers, and to me that's a big deal. It's not about how big you are; it's about how big your heart is. And so people don't care about other people. You seem genuinely care about other people, so I'm all for it.
And Zoe's alluding to a talk we had, and the only thing I'll say about it is we're both dads of young ladies. And when you start talking about a dad who truly cares and truly has the best interests of his daughter in mind, that's when you make a connection with somebody, when you start talking about family and start talking about kids and taking care of kids.
Exactly.
Because, that's one of the greatest, obviously, responsibilities in life right there.
Yep, especially when his daughter's just different.
Oh, yeah. It's different.
It's like it's different, man. It's like, You can't. They can't do no wrong sometimes, even though you know they do wrong. They can't do no wrong, and you wanna. So it's crazy, but it's a connection. I tell Dad, I have a friend of mine made a shirt, about being good dads. Be good dads and good fathers, man, to your children, because they might not appreciate it at the time, but they appreciate it. Believe me when I tell you that.
So I want to let everybody in the chat know that Alonzo and I are not ignoring the conversation here, but I have seen a ton of very complimentary comments about myself, my channel, Zoe's channel, and his contributions. So this is not going unnoticed. So I'm not going to be able to respond to each and every one, but thank you for your support, for Zoe, for myself. And yeah, we do this because we love college football, because we want to make connections with people. And like Zoe just mentioned a few minutes ago, I have been, over the last few months, somebody online gave me a great idea to call myself the voice of college football. And
that's a great idea,
buddy. And he said, man, you got to run with that. And I thought, yeah, because I'm thinking of it three ways. I'm not just the voice of college football, but I bring on guys like Zoe, and he's got his voice. And then you guys, as viewers, as fans, you guys have your voice as we allow you to bring on your comments and your suggestions and your questions. So we together are the voice of college football.
But that's a great idea, though. I would love to see. That's a great idea to have you say you're the voice of college football, just to put in the top of your thing. I think that's because we all are the voice. But like I said, you bring, somebody brought us together. Brought everybody together, and you brought all us together. So that's not a bad idea. I remember I forgot what I asked you to do, and you still hadn't done it yet. So I'm gonna have to go back and remember what it was. But I think that's a good idea, because you brought so many. You go search out people, and you pay attention to them, and you look, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna bring that person on if he's working hard enough. You don't just bring people on who's not working. You have to be working and trying to do something. So some of the people you bring on I like, some of the people you bring on I don't like. But you bring on, everybody you bring on has a great voice and a great understanding for college football. So, and that's just fact.
And every so often I don't like them either, but I don't bring them on. I just don't invite them back on.
But I mean, even some of the people you fight back on that I don't really care for too much. I'm telling you, the people that I don't care for is different reason for something else. Everybody you bring on is very, very knowledgeable of the game, So I would bring them on, and because they're very knowledgeable of the game, very knowledgeable. So you pursue people that understand college football. 19 Savage actually won one of the. He's a Texas Longhorn. He actually won part of the contest. He hit me up about 20 times a day, making sure that I got his shirt size and his hat size. He made sure that I got his shirt and hat size. So yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. And DeAndre, if you don't mind me giving somebody a plug, DeAndre Crawford.
Absolutely.
You have a guy by the name of Now how am I forgetting my buddy?
It's Dontre, right? The Clemson guy.
Yeah, DeAndre. Pigskin Pete is a good friend of mine. I don't know if you are subscribed to his channel, but check him out, man. I see you're a Clemson guy. I don't know if you make videos or not, but Pigskin Pete is a very good guy too. Country Boy's on my channel. Country Boy he's always Leon. Now Leon Hurricanes. Right now we're having it's a love connection going on with him and somebody else on my channel. We do on Friday night chats. We have kind of a love connection going on with Leon and a young lady on my channel.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we trying to figure out. He won't tell us. He won't tell us what. Huh?
You talking about some viewers and some subs?
Man, he won't tell us what's going on. Him and Miss K, they won't tell me what's going on. But
oh man, you will get people hooked if you keep that story going.
Yeah, it's something going on Friday nights with Leon and Hurricane. Prince, 6'1". Me and him had a huge argument. He's a Georgia subscriber. I didn't apologize to him, but I apologized to Uncle Lou. Me and Uncle Lou had a heated battle.
I caught a little bit of that.
It got into hip hop street battle. I mean, it was about to be Biggie, Tupac, without anybody getting killed all over again. And I was going to be on the winning team. But I give it to Prince, 6'1". I give it to him. He fought with his guy to the end. They both was going to die together on YouTube, but he fought to the end. I got respect for that. I really do have respect for that. It was started out a real bad battle, but he came on my live chat, and this is why I got the respect for him, because I was really upset at one of the things. I wasn't upset at the first video I did, but one of the comments he made, I got really upset, and I started cursing, and I didn't need to do that. And he came on my channel and talked to me on a live chat and apologized on a live chat. And it's not that he didn't apologize to me. He apologized for what he had said that I didn't like. And I gained so much respect for that. I want to subscribe to his channel right there. Just that it ended the beef with me. And I felt like I was wrong because I could have did the same thing. So, and 6'1" went in, he fought with him to the end. I give him that. He fought with him. I respect 6'1" Prince. If that's how I'm saying it right. Prince 6'1". So,
oh yeah, he's on here all the time. I think he just found me a couple weeks ago. But Prince 6'1", I'm wondering if you're 6'1", is that the kind? Yeah, I can understand if you're 6'5" that you want to advertise that, or if you're like 5'6", you don't want to advertise that maybe. But 6'1", I don't know what he's saying there.
I'm looking. He look, if that's his pitch, he look like he a little jacked or whatever. I mean, I maybe he's trying to say he got a little size or something. I don't know, but I'll meet him in the octagon because, you know, I'm pretty good at the, you know, we can meet in the octagon. I'm looking at his size, and I still think I could take him in the octagon.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, but but he's a good. He what I like about him is he stayed loyal. And loyalty means so much, especially in life, man. You keep the people that's loyal with you, not loyal to you, that's loyal with you, because you have to be loyal with them too. And he seemed to be very loyal, and I enjoyed that. Country boy, he is.
A few minutes ago, Zoe, that I'm just going to make a little statement and get on my soapbox here for just a minute, because a lot of people, because you mentioned somebody in particular, I think it was Prince 6'1", who apologized to you. I've probably
That was Uncle Lou.
Years.
It was Uncle Lou.
Okay, Uncle Lou. Uncle Lou.
Yeah.
Apologize.
Uncle Lou.
Very nice. I've asked Uncle Lou to come on a few times, and he just ignores me. But anyway, that would be a fun discussion.
He's actually a pretty good. He's not a bad guy. We just had a situation. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, and he gets fired up, and it's fun to watch. But I was just making the comment that I've probably had 25, 30 people would be my guess through the years, through the last maybe 5 years, who have apologized to me because basically they came on, they saw that I had X number of subscribers or only had X number of views for a particular video, and people make a judgment about how much you know about college football just because they think if somebody else has a channel that's got 50,000 subscribers and yours only has 2,000 subscribers, well, they know more, and you're a knucklehead and you're a nobody because you only have this many views or this many subscribers. Do not make judgments on people's knowledge or their ability as a broadcaster or whatever else you want to watch based on how many subs or views they get. There are tremendous people out there that don't get many subs or views for whatever reason. They don't know how to market themselves. They don't know how to present it. You could even say me, look at me, nothing back here. I don't really have any graphics right now. I'm not putting anything into production costs right now. So a lot of people have looked at that, and then they're like, you're a nobody. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Look at you. And then I said, you know, why don't you watch one of these videos, or why don't you watch this one in particular? And then they've apologized later because they said, oh, I guess you do know what you're talking about. And at least even if I don't agree with you, you make some good points, and you're logical, and you've studied up, and you don't
very articulate.
Get on here and rant.
That's what people don't understand. If you get on here and curse, rant, scream, you get more subscribers. If you get on here and act crazy, you'll get more subscribers. A lot of times when you understand how to articulate yourself, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear you. And plus, they don't want to hear you disrespect. They don't want to hear you not bash, but, you know, be critical of their team. So people particularly don't want to hear that. I have a guy by the name of the Wholesome One, Mr. Holloway. And his channel was the Wholesome One, Dash Holloway, the U Family. I let him use my name, the U Family, because he only had like 70 subscribers. And when I tell you he has more knowledge in a pinky finger than I probably have in my whole brain about how football is supposed to work, he probably has, and he's 22 years old, 21, about to be 22. And he is so knowledgeable. And I'm pushing him to, I mean, he's the most knowledgeable Hurricane video maker, period.
Did he play?
He played for North Dakota State. And he is very, very knowledgeable. He understands the game of football. But he only has 68 subscribers. Why is that? because he doesn't have a fancy background. He's young, he's new to getting it. But do I think he's gonna surpass me because of his knowledge and not just because he's getting subs from me? I think he's gonna surpass me because of his knowledge. I don't think he needs any of my subs to surpass me. I think once that people find out who he is, he's gonna get subscribers regardless. He don't have to get neither one of my 2,800 subscribers, and he's gonna have 5,000 subscribers before you know it, because he's that knowledgeable. And I'll be leaning on him to get subscribers from him because he's that knowledgeable.
You're tracking me down at this point.
I mean, but it's different. If you did, see, people don't understand. If you just did Ohio State videos, you would have 1 million subscribers. And that's what people don't understand. You sacrificing your subscribers to help other video makers out. And that's what people get that lost. They get lost in like, if you just did Ohio State videos, you put your Ohio State hat on, your Ohio State shirt, and you had all your Ohio State Buckeye stuff in the back, you would get a million subscribers. But the difference is you're working for something bigger, because by you understanding and acknowledging everything about football and every college team, we'll probably see you on CBS, NBC one day. Because I will never be there, because I'm a Hurricane fan. So I'm not learning about, Ohio State and Penn State and Texas and Alcorn State and all those teams. And you learning about all of them. And when you learn about all of them, that's when you can do bigger and better things, is when you learn about all of them. One day I want to get there. I know that I'm in the NBA, but college football, I don't know about every team. And when you learn about every team, when you bring in all these people on here, getting more and more knowledge, you're setting yourself up to be, like I said, you're going to be able to interview. It's going to be a point in time where every single college video maker want to be on the Mark Rogers Show. Right now, 90% don't want to be on Mark Rogers Show. There's going to be a point where every single college video maker is going to want to be on the Mark Rogers Show. And it's going to be hard to get them on.
That. And,
hopefully you won't forget about me when you blow up.
No. That's not going to happen. I'm not that type. So
I know, Mark.
I tell you that you made a comment a few minutes ago, and not to embellish on this, but it's very similar to a comment that one of my other contributors made to me just a few weeks ago, and I appreciate that. They said the same thing. They said, Mark, if you wanted to get a ton of subscribers, and if you wanted to have like the biggest Ohio State podcast, audio, video, the whole deal channel, then you should just go full throttle Ohio State. And this particular person said, I guarantee within a year, you would have the biggest Ohio State podcast out there.
You know what, though? I don't see a problem with you actually doing that and still doing this show. I don't have a problem with you doing Saturday Ohio State Day or Sunday Ohio State Day, and then still doing this show a couple of days a week.
Yeah,
because it's not like you're going. I would love to see you do it, because I'm gonna come over here and talk trash. But then we're gonna have our trash talking battles. No cursing. We have our little trash talking battles. Me and Mark. I'm coming here and aggravate some Ohio State.
That would be great. That would be great.
I would love for you to do that. I think it will. I want to see you. I want to see you get 1 million subscribers. I'm serious. I would love to see you.
I appreciate that, and I would be talking you up, so you would be right there with me. The one big comment, not to digress here, because I almost have more fun having this kind of conversation than talking the football, especially since that's what I'm doing every day. And man, if I get so many suggestions on people and what they want to hear, and I can only do so much content. I'm cranking out this as much as I possibly can. So believe me, folks, if this is all I did, then man, you would get everything that you could ever want out of college football. But there are other obligations in life, unfortunately. But somebody did ask on here, so I believe it was Navy Thomas 8. I don't know if you've run across him. He's a great supporter as well, big Nebraska fan. He's wanting to know what else you're concerned about with Miami besides the quarterback position.
Play calling. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. Not concerned about offensive line, not concerned about defensive line. I'm concerned about putting the players in the right position on the offense side of the ball to succeed. It's the only thing I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about that more than I'm concerned about quarterback. Okay. I feel like we have all the talent in the world. You look up inside, you look up and down the Miami Hurricane roster. You look up and down. We're top 10 in everything in the country. If you look up and down the roster, everything in the country. we have the second or third best rated when it comes to stars offensive line in the country. I mean, in the ACC. In the ACC, we have the second and third best rated offensive line ratings. That's what people don't realize. Only thing I'm concerned about when it comes to University of Miami this year would be play calling. That's it.
So we still have some folks on here that say your offensive line sucks.
Well, I mean, like I say, pay attention to the offensive line. Did they ask those same people? Like I say, did that offensive line suck when Duke Johnson broke every record, every rushing record, in University of Miami history? Did that offensive line suck when Brad Kyer broke every freshman record and almost every sophomore record? But or every freshman record. Sophomore season is when Rick took over, but he broke every freshman record when it came to yardage, touchdowns, and completions in the University of Miami Hurricane history. I mean, you tell me why they suck. What scheme are they running? Do they suck because they're running a bad scheme that's fit for them? Then yes, they suck if they're running a bad scheme that's not fit for them. If you're a contractor, and you build houses, and then they ask you to come to Roof Chris and make steaks, would you suck at that? I'm pretty sure you would. Pretty sure the person who say they suck, you would suck at doing something you're not good with. I would probably not hire you as my lawyer because you obviously not paying attention to football. So I probably wouldn't hire you as lawyer because you would get me 100 years in prison for stealing some Twinkies out of Food Lion or something. So that would suck to me. But no, they don't suck. The scheme that they run for them sucks. Understand football when you make statements.
Between the two of us and some of the other Miami contributors I've had on, and with the offseason, as long as it is for college football. So if you love the NBA, you love Major League Baseball, some other sport, it seems like as soon as the championship's over, they're already hitting summer or fall camp or whatever the sport is, like 3 weeks later. But college football, we've got forever to wait. And if I had more time to do this, it's crossed my mind. I wanted to go through, because we've talked so much Malik Rozier, I was going to start with all the key games and maybe the 3-game losing streak down the stretch. And I was going to rewatch the games, maybe a cut down version, and watch every pass and chart it in terms of what went wrong or what went right. But specifically because people are knocking Rozier. And I'm not saying that he should be defended. I just wanted to go back and see, okay, was that a bad route? Was that a bad read? Was that just a flat out bad throw? Did he not have time to throw? And
there are more bad throws.
That would be fun to do. I would love to do that. Just no way I've got the time to do that, but I've thought about it.
I was at the spring game. He made a whole bunch of bad throws when Perry looked great and Jaron Williams looked great and Malik looked like he was in a different league. Like he wasn't even supposed to be out there. And Fred Langston, that's my brother. Fred is he's not my brother, but that's my brother. Me and him he's on the chat with me all the time. Me, him, and his. That's when I told you that I ride the short bus together with Fred. Me and Fred ride the short bus together. But he made his. Yeah, me and him made us. He just made a statement that I made a few months ago. Brad Kyer, his freshman year, threw for 513 yards against Florida State in Tallahassee. Broke a record. No one has ever done that with that same offensive line. Threw for 513 yards in Tallahassee.
Year would that have been?
That was the year that I think that was the year that Florida State won the national championship. Or either the year before. It was around that time when Florida State won their national championship against Jameis Winston, against that defense. And I have an Ohio State guy. I'm not going to compare Ohio State offensive line to Miami's offensive line. Two different systems, and Ohio State does have a better offensive line. But I don't know if Ohio State can use their offensive line as zone block. I don't know if they're a spread. Well, they are a spread team. So if they were an I-formation team, would Ohio State offensive line be as good under Mark Richt's system as they are under Urban Meyer's system? I can guarantee they would not be. They would not be the same offensive line under Mark Richt as they are under Urban Meyer because they have a spread team and have an I-formation team. So they recruit different players. So when you compare that, you have to compare the systems, and the systems are totally different.
I'm running down the 2013 Florida State defense, and about the first 8 names I came to, I recognize as NFL players. Telvin Smith, LaMarcus Joyner, Timmy Jernigan, Terrence Smith, Terrence Brooks, Christian Jones, Jalen Ramsey, PJ Williams, Mario Edwards, all those guys are playing in the NFL. They were loaded on defense. They, of course,
And
won the national championship.
And he threw for 513 yards. Was the offensive line that bad then? But the next year, he got dismantled. So, I mean, let's not, you have to understand the game before you just start making judgments on what's going on. The whole system changed. If a new owner buys your company and they change the whole system, there's going to be a couple years of growing pains. Believe me when I tell you that. You get a new manager in your company, it's going to be a bunch of growing pains to where you got to understand what he wants instead of what you want. Things are going to change. So I'm almost out of my laptop almost dead. My tablet's almost dead. I didn't plug it up last night, so I'm at like 3%. So I don't want to die.
Good. So
I'll let you know when I get to like 1%.
So before Zoe leaves us, we want to let you know that if you're always watching Mark Rogers TV and you see Zoe on here from time to time but haven't subscribed, you go over to Alonzo1219 on YouTube, subscribe right there. You do the same thing on Twitter, Alonzo1219. It looks like you're trying to pay a little bit more attention to Twitter recently.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You told me to do that, Uncle. My daughter's asking me if I'm alive. You want to speak? Okay. You told me to do that. Uncle Nancy told me to do that, so I did that. And I appreciate all the love, man. I really do. I'm gonna continue to try to grow and try to grow, bring everybody with me, man. I want everybody to grow. I just think it's enough room for everybody to grow and I invite everybody on here now. Everybody can subscribe to the channel. Everybody can subscribe over here. I want to have fun debates like we have right now. Fun debates about certain teams and stuff like that. If you don't like my team, come tell me why. Let's do it respectfully. If you don't like somebody's team, come tell me why. But we're gonna get Mark Rogers doing Ohio State videos this year. I can promise y'all that at least if it's only twice a month, we're gonna have him decked out in his old school Maurice Claret jersey. You're gonna have to dust out the closet and put the footballs in the bag, and stuff like that. We're gonna get Mark Rogers doing some Ohio State videos this year.
My daughter, when she was about yay high, had a James Laurinaitis jersey that I dressed her up in every Saturday.
Now that's an old school jersey. That's an old school. Hey, I need to get me I need to get that old Vinny Testaverde jersey. That's one I don't have, but I do have my old Ray Lewis and Michael Irvin jersey hanging on the wall. So you see my Michael Irvin behind me. I think you can see it behind me a little bit.
So, folks, this is something else I noticed, and Zoe's probably got the same issue. He'll see a video that gets maybe 2,000 views, but only 100 people out of the subscribers watch the video. That means a lot of people are watching these videos and they don't subscribe, which I really don't understand, because I hope I'm not driving people crazy with notifications, but I've got mine shut off, so I don't know when people are posting stuff. So all the people that I subscribe to on YouTube, they don't drive me crazy with notifications because I just don't get them. So
you don't have to get our notifications. You don't have to get our notifications. If you're watching a video, subscribe. I let people know it is so hard to continue to do these videos sometimes when you don't have the support. It is hard to do them. So if you're watching, subscribe to the channel. If you're constantly watching, if you're a fan, you don't have to get the notifications, but the subscribers do help. And we're going to continue to do it whether we get subscribers or not. But the subscribers do help. So I'm about at 1%. So I'm about to cut it off.
All right, so die on them. If we lose you, I'm here anytime you need me. Anytime you want to come on my channel or vice versa, whatever you need, just let me know.
Well, I'm going to get you on my channel as soon as I got all my equipment. I showed people all my equipment. I just don't have everything hooked up yet. But I have all my equipment. I just have to figure out how to hook everything up. And then I'm going to get everybody. I'm going to definitely get you on my channel. And we're going to get you on my channel as Mark Rogers. And then I'm going to get you on my channel as Mark Rogers, Ohio State. I'm telling you, because I really want to see you do that, because I know for a fact those Ohio State fans will support you.
Yeah, and I know they will. Anytime I see anything that you've got on Twitter, I retweet it.
And so I definitely appreciate that, man. And I'll take Ohio a lot. And I told Mark this. I say it live before I hang up, before my thing goes there. I don't have an issue with Ohio State fans. Like I said, I feel like it was the worst call in college football history, but I also feel like if it would have happened with Miami, I would have took the call as well. So I tell Miami fans, you can't get mad at Ohio State, get mad at the officials. It's hard to get mad at a team for taking. I know I wouldn't have told them to pick the flag up. And they gave me the flag, I'd have said, yeah, it's pass interference, even though I know it wasn't, but you know, I can't get mad at Ohio State. I'm still mad at NCAA behind it, but not mad at Ohio State at all. You know, to me, they're a great football program, been a great football program, and will continue to be one. And they do a lot in the community. That's one thing I do like about Ohio State. They do a lot in the community of Ohio. Akron, Warren, those areas, they do a lot out there. So I respect that about them.
Hey, before you go, Zoe, and obviously you may cut out at any second, is there anybody in the Coastal Division that scares you? Not scares you, that's a bad term. Gives you any kind of cause for concern? Virginia Tech on down
Virginia
the line.
Tech, that's it. Virginia Tech is the only one.
You've got to go there this year.
They would scare me if they had won 0 games last year and we won the national championship. Blacksburg is no joke.
Bud Foster.
If you don't respect what goes on with Blacksburg, then you don't understand college football. I will always be afraid of them. I don't care if they're down and out. Something about that place. Something about playing them. If they go 0-15, I can guarantee you 14 of those 15 losses will be by 3 or less points. That's who they are.
Bud Foster's been there for a long time. They've played special teams as well as anybody in the nation under their regime here for a couple of years. And Justin Fuente knows offensive football, so they can.
They did it great. They did it great when they hired Justin Fuente. Oh, they have a very, very, very smart front office. They know what they're doing. That's the only school that scares me, though.
So we got Ryan on here who wants me to break down every weakness for every top 25 team entering 2018.
You can do that.
So we can maybe tackle that.
You can do that. There you go.
All right, so we appreciate you jumping on the line.
Oh man.
All right, Alonzo1219. Check out his YouTube channel. It's just Alonzo1219. Many of you obviously already have. And we come back at 5 o'clock Eastern time with Joe Lisi from Go for the Two. Now, Joe used to come on my show regularly. Haven't seen Joe in quite some time. I'm talking about 2 football seasons. I reached out to him yesterday, and Joe's going to come on the line at 5 o'clock Eastern time. And Joe, his head, more so even than mine, is just stuffed with stats and information. Puts me to shame. But Joe will talk the nation. We'll go through the Power 5 conferences and get his feel for maybe something we're missing. And he will provide us with stats that will give us some indication of where things are trending and what maybe is under the surface that we're unaware of in terms of teams' dominance or weaknesses in certain areas. So it was great talking with Zoe here. Obviously, you guys on the chat, I always appreciate it. I will monitor the chat as we sign off here and run through everything and see if there's anything that has been left unanswered. But I think you guys had a good time just talking to each other. And we had a great show here with Alonzo1219. So again, real quick, Joe Lisi, Go for the Two at 5 o'clock Eastern time today. Then tomorrow, we've got Stephen M. Smith of Touchdown Alabama at 6:30. On Monday, I'm going to be working on some other college football content. Don't know how many more guests I will have on tomorrow because I'm going to work on some other stuff as well. So I will be working on college football all day, even if you don't see it right here. And then Wednesday and Thursday night, we talk it up with Florida State, Florida. Rivalry month continues here at Mark Rogers TV. Again, Wednesday, it's Florida State. Thursday, it's, listen up, Miami, FSU, Thursday night. And then also on Wednesday night, we've got Claire Crawford from the Ozone to talk Ohio State football. Steve Merrill joining us as one of the top handicapper and odds makers in America to talk the Heisman race and the national championship odds on Friday. That's just the beginning. We will schedule a ton of other people throughout the week, and I will be releasing, hopefully very soon, my 1:30 through 1 FBS rankings and also the schedules. I've just started to print them out. I've got to organize all the schedules and organize the strength of each schedule and then rank them 68 all the way up to number 1. We will get on that as well. Top 5 positions in every conference. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everything in. It's very difficult to match up contributors. So when I go top 5 every conference, when I match up these rivalry discussions, as you can imagine, I've got to set up 2 people plus myself. So it's sometimes difficult to work out the scheduling. All right. Claire's coming on Thursday, NCIS Fanatic 21, who's always interested when Claire Crawford jumps on the line. That's going to be Wednesday. I don't remember the time off the top of my head, something in the 6:30, 7:30 range. All right, everyone. Again, I have reached out to everyone you've suggested as a guest, everybody and more. Recently, nobody's responding. So it's difficult with a lot of these people. The only way you can contact them is on Twitter. And if they don't see the tweet, then it's long gone on the feed and it's history. But I will continue to bring on the best bloggers, broadcasters, and writers that I can track down, and analysis from myself as well. And these live streams will continue throughout the summer and into the season. And just wait. We are having a good time now, but once the season hits and we've got actual football to talk about, once media days hits and we can talk about what people are talking about, that'll be a step in the right direction. Then we get some reports from August camp, and then we really jack it up when the season starts and we are able to talk real football and analyze the games, preview and predict the games each and every week. It should be a great time here at Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. So again, Joe Lisi, 5 o'clock Eastern time. I will see you guys very soon. Thanks so much for all the great comments on the live chat. And again, your comments, suggestions, and questions are always monitored, and we will see you soon.